Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am Kristen, the owner of Tink's Magical Vacations, and I am joined tonight by two of our senior travel planners. So before I do any introductions, we'll wait a few minutes so everybody can get notification that we are live. But we are so excited to talk to you this evening about how Disney Cruise Line is not just for kids. So let's wait and we'll wait a few minutes and oh, we have somebody on already. So hello, welcome. And we are going to take your questions live regarding Disney Cruise Line and how Disney Cruise Line is not just for kids. So say hi to us when you come on. And I saw that, Monica. Thank you. Let us know that you are here. And then we'll wait a few more minutes.
Tell us where you're from, too.
Hi, Allison. So I will go and we'll start and we'll do introductions. Hi, Alice. Welcome. I am joined by Mindy Shelton and Monica Zink, both senior travel planners with Tink's Magical Vacations. Hi, Sean. Monica, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I've been with Tink's for 7 years. Took my first Disney Cruise Line cruise in 2007. Joined the Disney Vacation Club, and that's all she wrote. So I've been on all 5 ships. Let's see, I'm a platinum cruiser. So I'm looking forward to what's coming next when the Treasure launches next year, what we see new with the Pearl Castaway Club level. So we've got a lot to share and a lot to look forward to.
Sure do. Thank you. Mindy, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, my name is Mindy Sheldon. I've been with Tink since almost the beginning, 10 plus years. I am a platinum cruiser. I've been on all 5 ships, been to most of the destinations around the world, and Disney Cruise Line is my favorite thing to talk about.
Perfect. All right, so we are going to start talking about why Disney Cruise Line is not just for kids. So feel free to ask your questions in the comments and we will do our best to answer all of them. We came up with a couple of topics that maybe you guys would like to know about, we thought. So we're going to start with the best adult excursions. Mindy and Monica have been on a variety of different itineraries and things like that. Mindy, why don't you start? What are some of the best adult excursions that you have seen Disney Cruise Line offer?
So what you'll find when you book your excursions with Disney Cruise Line is that they usually have an excursion, and a lot of times they'll have an adult version of the excursion, so that if you're just traveling as adults and you really don't want to be, stopped to different areas, because a lot of times the guides will gear it towards the kids and take you places where the kids want to go. So if you stick with the adult only versions, you're going to get to do adult only things. Like you'll go to a wine tasting. Most of the ships have something in port that you can do some kind of wine or alcohol tasting. For example, when I was in Cozumel, a whole bunch, I went to Cozumel with these 2 ladies, and a whole bunch of them went to the beach, and my husband and I went to tequila tasting. Of course, there were no kids there. And it was just fun. It was just a good time for adults. And each ship has, there's so many different ones. So each ship has, depending on where you are, has their different versions of an adult only one. But usually most of the adult only involve going to either a winery, an alcohol refinery, or stuff like that. Or there are also just some tours that are just adult only. So you go at an adult pace. Nothing is kids-splained, so to speak, because Disney is the best for explaining things to kids to understand where they are around the world. So Yeah, you just have to go onto the excursions, pick an adult one, ask your travel planner if they've been on any of those, either whether the adult version or the kids version. Odds are somebody has been, and we can talk to you about them.
Yeah, great. I've been on 14 Disney cruises, no kids, someone says. Oh my gosh, Larry, you are definitely the expert in cruising with no kids. So drop us a comment, let us know what your favorite things to do are, what to do when you're cruising without any children. Monica, do you have a favorite adult excursion that you've done?
The two that come to mind, when Mindy mentioned Cozumel, we did a cooking excursion one year in Cozumel, and that was a ton of fun. But the one that my husband would tell you was his absolute favorite was when we did a British Isles cruise, and we ported in Dublin, because our adult-only excursion took us to the Guinness storehouse there in Dublin. We learned all about the making of Guinness, and we even got to learn the proper way to pour a Guinness, and got to taste it there too. So that was obviously, as Mindy was saying, something that kids couldn't do, and that was one we'll never forget.
That's really cool. I think that would be a really fun experience. I actually think I had you pick my husband Bruce up something on that excursion. So I do remember you going on that. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to share? Feel free to drop them in the comments. Oh, can't wait for our cruise, someone says. Excellent. Amanda, let us know when you are sailing. So talk to us a little bit about adult dining, girls. What I know, there are some adult-only dining spaces on the ship. Monica, you want to tell us a little bit about what your favorite? I know you have a favorite restaurant on board, and I know Mindy's done some of the other adult dining on board as well. So what's your favorite, Monica?
My favorite is by far Palo, and more specifically Palo's brunch. So when you sail on all of the ships on most of the sea days, and on the Bahamian cruises, some Nassau days, they offer an adult only brunch, and it is the absolute best. Seafood, charcuterie, breakfast food, brunch food, flatbreads, you name it, they have it. And sometimes they can even pull some things out of the old menus for those of us that have been on board a few times and have a favorite that they don't share anymore. We can say, hey, do you have the ingredients to make this? Can I get this kind of a flatbread? And they're usually willing to accommodate.
Awesome. And Mindy, I know you love Palo as well, but talk to us about some of the other adult dining on board.
So on the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy, there's a restaurant called oh my God, I can't remember the name of the restaurant. Remy, thank you. You know what? I had Enchante in my head and I couldn't get it out. So Remy is a very interesting restaurant. It's almost a tasting menu, and you have about 7 different courses. And when I went there last, there was an American and a very French menu. And I usually get the American menu. My husband usually gets the French menu, and we kind of share things. But the best thing about Remy is doing it with the wine pairing. Now it's a little pricey when you do that, but it is like uncomparable. It's like a dinner that you can only dream of. It's the atmosphere is great. I mean, they walk you to the bathrooms. They escort you to the bathrooms. It's like dining in a 5-star restaurant, being on the ship. So I always say you have to experience it at least once.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the reason I had Enchante in my mind is because on the Wish, the other adult restaurant is Enchante. I unfortunately have not been to that one yet, so can't really speak about how wonderful it is, but I've heard great things about it.
Excellent. So someone just asked about adult entertainment and adult things to do on board for adults only. Now, we all know that there's lots to do for families. Larry, comment to us if you can what your favorite adult entertainment is on board, because you've been You're definitely a platinum cruiser on your way to being Pearl soon. What's the best adult entertainment, Mindy, do you think, on board?
The best adult, I love the adult only shows. They have a show that's almost historic, like it's been on forever. It's called Match Your Mate. They pick three couples, one that's been married a very short time, one that's been married about 10, 15 years, and one 25 plus. And it's like the old newlywed game. If you guys remember that, they take one spouse out, they ask questions to the other one, and then they bring the spouse back, and they have to get the same answers and match them. And some of the things that are said, because the questions are very innocent questions, but they could be very leading and turn very risque if you take them the wrong way. And it's hysterical, and it's an adult only show because it gets a little risque.
That is definitely a fan favorite. And when you're traveling with adults, it's fun to get a cocktail and go and watch or participate. Monica, what's your number one adult entertainment must do?
I always enjoy when they bring on the various variety acts, whether it's a magician or a comedian or a ventriloquist. They always do a family show in the main Walt Disney Theater, but one night during the cruise, they will do it in the adult area for adults only. And you might get a little bit risque or with innuendo in a comment or a joke, but it's still a lot of fun. It livens it up a little bit. They don't, just like Minnie was saying to the kids, you don't cater to the children in the audience. It's all about the adults, and the adults are there to have fun too. And that's always a lot of fun.
Awesome.
There are other activities that adults can do on the ship too, besides just shows. They also, should we talk about the spa?
Yeah, we can talk about the spa. Can we, for Lisa, who's going on her second Disney cruise next week, where is the best place for Lisa to be able to find those activities? Where can they find them?
On her Navigator app on her phone. It will give you a daily list of all the activities happening, what time they're happening, and where they are. And if you're going through it the night before, like you want to figure out what you want to do tomorrow, you can highlight them and kind of it puts them in another section, and it will remind you, hey, you wanted to do this at this time, and it tells you where it is. And there used to be a paper navigator like that in everybody's stateroom. They've done away with those because they want everybody to use the app. So your app is going to be, you make sure you always have your app, because your app, without that, you'll never know what's going
on. So adult areas on board. Mindy mentioned the spa. What are your favorite areas? And with regards to the spa, what should we do at the spa? I called Mindy this morning and asked her about one of the spa treatments that I signed up for, because I had never done it before. So Mindy and Monica, what's some of the best adult areas on board, including the spa?
So I have to.
Oh, go ahead, Monica.
Yeah, go ahead, Monica.
I have to give it hands down to the rainforest room. There is just something so tranquil about having this area set aside to just relax. I love the hot stone chairs. Some folks might say, why are you sitting on a stone chair? But these are heated and they're curved, and you just kind of melt into them. You've got your saunas and your showers and your hot tubs and your cold tubs. So you can really make it a day of or a couple hours of relaxation in the rainforest room without actually receiving a treatment. And I've enjoyed that. The time I really enjoy it is the couple of times I've been on board during the winter, and the weather is a bit on the chilly side. It is just so warming, and I love it. My husband, I'm like, I'm doing the rainforest room, and he's like, again? I'm like, absolutely. It's that much relaxing and enjoyable for me.
And tell us, for those of us who are new to cruising, how do I get the Rainforest Pass? Do we get it when we get on board, or do we get it ahead of time?
Right now, Rainforest Passes are purchased on board. Most ships offer a length of cruise Rainforest Room Pass. So you would want to go to the spa on your first day shortly after embarkation and go ahead and take that splurge so that you can be sure to be able to relax during your cruise vacation.
And they are limited, so definitely go the first day, because once they sell out the number they're going to sell, there's no more to be had.
Mindy, what's your favorite adult area on board?
Well, I have a lot of favorite adult areas, but like if we're sticking with the spa before we go to the next thing, Krista and I this morning we're talking about the spa treatment that she was taking that my husband and I have done a lot of times. There is a spa treatment, and Kristen, you know the name of it now, but I never remember the name. You go in and you have a private room with a balcony that has a hot tub on it. You get time in the hot tub. Then you have 1 or 2 treatments. And then afterwards, you go sit out on the balcony they have this big comfortable chair and your robes, and they bring you chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah, and you get the hot tub, right? Was that correct?
The hot tub before you have your treatment. They usually put you in the hot tub.
Yeah, I'm looking up now because I did call Mindy because I booked this for my 10-night sailing this summer, and I was like, Mindy, have you ever done this? And she was like, I have. This is our favorite. So I think it is called, and it is limited because someone must have canceled, because I've never seen it come up before on a sailing.
It used to be you could only book it when you went on board.
Couples Choice, it's called.
Couples Choice, yeah. Now that I'm seeing that they're offering it ahead of time. You used to be, what they would tell you to do is book like a couples massage, and then when you got on board, upgrade to the Couples Choice.
Yeah.
We've had friends that have done it, and we've actually sent them champagne to their, like, we'll go to the front desk, can you bring them champagne, and we'll buy them 2 glasses of champagne to have in the hot tub before they have their spa treatment. So yeah, it's a nice quiet place. It's you don't hear any. I mean,
and they offer it at all different times of the day. Like the one that I have, I'm doing it on. Is this a sea day? No, this is on an excursion day, but we only have a 3-hour excursion, and then we're doing it at 4:30 in the afternoon, so we could see the sun set and everything like that. So yeah, hopefully I'll report back, because Mindy really got me excited about doing it. So does anybody have any other questions? What activities are on board for adults? We've answered that. Second cruise. Talk to us a little bit about the kid spaces are not just for kids. I know we were talking about this before we came on. Mindy, what's your favorite space to go to? And I know what Monica's going to say, because we made all the husbands do this a few months back. But Mindy, what's something, a kid space? Why are kid spaces not always just for kids?
So on the first day of the cruise, there is an open house in all the kids clubs.
Yeah.
And the adults can go fly the Millennium Falcon. I know Kristen's husband did that one time. I saw a video of it happening. You get to check it out. You get to see what's in there. Now on some of the longer cruises that I've been on, they have offered Avengers nights, like just for adults. And we have a friend that when he was at the end of the night in there, it was just adults in there. We went, of course, to like tease him a little bit that he was in there, and there they all are. They were all becoming like Avengers, and they went like, it was just like what they do with the kids, and a whole group of adults that were doing it, and they were living out their little fantasies. And it was,
I love it though. And Sean just said going on the Aquamouse isn't just for kids. So show of hands if you've been on that Aqua Mouse. I mean, it's super fun. Monica, what's a kid space that I know your husband took over last time?
Yes, he did. It was the Hero Zone on the Disney Wish. It's an indoor play area, and at one point, at least during the cruise, they make it the Incredibles and Credit Games. And for anybody that's been to a street carnival, a stadium tailgate party, those big blow up obstacle courses. They blow these up in the middle and they literally run you through this obstacle course. They time you, they have a contest. They do a relay race
against the adults.
Kids against the adults, adults against the adults. We were all on board, a bunch of us in January, my husband, Kristen's husband, and we actually made them dress the part. And that even makes it a little bit more fun. They were all good sports. They put on their Incredibles shirts and their Incredibles masks and went through. And there's a video out there somewhere floating on our Instagram page for those that want to see just how much fun it really can be for adults.
But follow the rules so you don't get hurt.
They do need to follow the rules because Monica will testify that some of them got a little injured and a little rug burn, and we even know one guy that thought that he needed to go to medical, but the nurse kindly told him, "You do not need to be here. You're fine. Put a Band-Aid on it and you're okay. You were playing where the kids are playing and you're not a kid. You're a 50-year-old man." So, it is good fun. Go check that reels out on our Instagram page. So, Sean, yes, we love the Aqua Mouse. That's super fun. I've seen so many adults too mini golfing on the ships that have mini golf. I mean, it's not just for kids. You can go do that. There's so much stuff to do on board a Disney cruise that.
How about that slide on the Wish from the main atrium down into the kids club during open house hours? I've seen quite a few adults checking that out too.
Yeah. I'd be afraid I would get stuck or something and they would have to take the tube apart, but you adults can do this. So how about the adult only beach? I know Mindy loves to have a cabana on there. So what's your favorite thing, Monica, on the adult only beach?
We always go up to the adult only beach for lunch. It's just what we've done, even when we did go with our younger daughter before she was old enough to go over there with us. She'd be off doing her thing and we'd take the tram over and have lunch. It's almost the same as what you get at Cookies and Cookies too, but a lot of times they'll have some leftover ribeye from the night before that they'll throw on the grill for you. And in the past, especially on the 7-night cruises when the captain's dinner's the night before, might even get yourself a little lobster tail thrown on that grill.
I have. Mindy, and what's your favorite thing on the adult beach? I know what it is.
The cabanas.
I know.
Yeah, Serenity Bay is it's a really nice area. So there are cabanas on Serenity Bay as well as the family beach. The difference is the Serenity Bay cabanas are a little bit cheaper because you don't get your own beach per se. The beach on Serenity Bay, kind of in front of the cabanas, is kind of public beach, public, meaning the people on the ship can be in the chairs and stuff. But you get floats and you have a hammock and you have the cabana. And I don't spend much. My husband spends the entire time in the cabana. I usually take the float and you'll find me in the water most of the time because it's just quiet and you don't hear screaming and it's just very peaceful over there. And they actually have 2 cabanas on the adult beach that you can actually get outdoor massages if you want them.
I've had that right after the restart of COVID. I did do that and I very much enjoyed that.
Now, Mindy, those floats are included with the cabana, correct?
Yes, you get and on the adult beach you get floats and of course you can always go out and use the chairs and umbrellas that are in front of the cabana. You don't really need to. You have plenty of seating in the cabana, but yeah, the floats are included with the cabana.
Yep. Let's see. Do we have any other comments over here? What about this? We kind of touched upon the spa. Mindy, I know you always, I think, go for the spa giveaways. Tell us a little bit about the spa giveaways, and then I'll have Monica talk to us about Cove Cafe. What are these spa giveaways?
So first day of the cruise, you're checking everything out. You want to see where everything is, especially if it's your first time. You want to get your bearings on the ship. But on every ship I've been on at 3:00, they have giveaways in the spa, and it takes you being in the spa because they're there giving tours of the spa. That's when you'll buy your rainforest passes. But you go over to the spa, they have you in the gym area, and everybody that goes in, I don't remember if they give us a ticket but they have us all in like a basket, and they pull names and they give out free spa treatments. Sometimes it's an Elemis product. There's all kinds of different things they give out, and it takes like 15 minutes and you have to be there, but it's well worth going because they tell you about all the different treatments they give, and you get to sign up for what's available.
Yeah, it's fun. And Monica, what's Cove Cafe? Like,
So
can
Cove
anybody go
Cafe-
there?
Cove Cafe is an area on the ship reserved for adults, and it's kind of like an upscale coffee bar.
Right.
You've got some nice lounge chairs, some beautiful nautical decor. You can get your specialty coffees, your lattes, your espressos. They do have a bar in there, so if you want to add some adult beverage to your coffee, spike your latte, they're able to do that for you. They also have little snacks. They usually have a display case. In the mornings, they'll have some pastries, mornings and throughout the day. And then later in the day, they may have some small finger sandwiches, maybe some cheese and charcuterie, and they'll make you a little plate that you can take with you as you just kind of go out and enjoy. There's usually some quiet chairs, typically around the outside of Cove Cafe, that you will find a lot of guests just enjoying the peace and the serenity, and a lot of them will that's where they'll choose to read their books.
Yeah.
And just a note, the coffees, there's an extra charge for the coffees. The food is included. You don't have to pay extra for it, but the coffees, they do have an extra charge. But make sure to get the frequent flyer card, because after 5 coffees, you get one for free.
And you can have cool designs put on
And
top.
you can save them. Like we save them for every cruise, and you just keep using them. So my husband probably has 4 half-started cards, so we usually end up
Your
with a bunch
husband's
of
not
free
alone.
coffee.
I'm in the same boat. I always forget to take them and start a new
And a
one.
beer card too. I think you can save your beer card and exchange it for a new mug, because you do get a discount on that beer.
Yes.
All right. Before we close up for the night, adult-only pools. Now, tell us, girls, do we have to? I'm traveling with just adults. Do I have to go to that family pool that always seems so loud by the funnel vision and watch the movie or anything? Or is there somewhere quiet that I can go? And does every ship have an adult-only pool? Mindy?
Yes.
Every ship has one?
Yes, they all have one. It's usually right by the Cove Cafe. That whole area, by the way, it's going to be like the Cove Cafe. The adult, it's almost like there's how do you describe it? Like an entranceway, and it says from here on adults only. So you'll have the adult only pool. There's a bar by the pool, so you can get drinks. It's a decent sized pool. It really is. So
it's a hot tub in that area too.
Excuse me? Yeah, they have
adult
hot tubs
only
too.
hot tub.
And there's always bar by there that you can get a cocktail, and the different ships. Sometimes on the longer cruises, I've seen them pull out the cart with like the Moe ice, and you can do like different champagne cocktails and things too. So,
but there's also things that people don't realize. So and it's something I didn't realize for a long time, but I know my friend Kristen knew all about it. If you're on the Dream or the Fantasy and you go the adult only pool, and that's on deck 11. Tell me if I get my decks wrong. If you go up a deck and walk towards the front of the ship, there's a whole area called Satellite Falls that's also adult only, and there's this round orb. There's an orb there, and water comes off of it and just like flows down, and you can sit.
Gorgeous.
There's benches for you to sit on, and you get wet, and there's chairs right there, and you can look over the ocean because you're in the front of the ship, and I find that to be very quiet, and not a lot of people know about it.
No.
That's my favorite spot to go when we sail away from Castaway. We'll come off the beach and I'll go upstairs and I'll get a drink and I'll go up to Satellite Falls and sit there. You can hear the horns because they almost always sound off all of the ship's horns as they pull away from Castaway, and you can just kind of watch Castaway fade away as you sail into the sunset back toward home. And that's almost always where I'm at when we leave Castaway, is up at Satellite Falls.
And little secret, Monica's usually up there because her husband is with my husband and is the last one coming on. So we're just praying that they make it back, but they do. So yeah, I mean, those are all great places on board. And on the Disney Wish, isn't the pool in the back? The pool is in the aft, correct?
The pool is in the aft.
It's an infinity pool.
Yes, it's an infinity pool. It's a little bit. So I personally find that area a little bit more crowded than some of the other ships because of the way they put it towards the front. But there's definitely so with the adult pool, sometimes you'll see like the stray kid walking through to get to the elevator on the other side. On the Wish, there's no reason for them to walk back there except for the adults. So you'd probably never see any kids. I have been lucky enough to go concierge on all my Wish cruises, so I haven't had time to really frequent that adult area, but I've walked through it and I've not ever seen a kid around there.
No.
What I found interesting on the Wish cruise with that area is you can only access it from one side of the ship. So as you round the back by the pools and you continue around, there's actually chairs over there. And that was really nice because it was super quiet. And the only people that actually went over there were the people that were going to sit in those chairs. And so it was great. You had an unobstructed view of whatever you were looking at. I spent a good part of my day in Nassau, sitting in one of those chairs, just kind of watching the people at the pier coming and going as I just relaxing my day away.
That's awesome. Well, thank you guys. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of everybody's evening, but this was awesome. We had some great comments. Comment I know some of you were with us last week and we gave away a prize. If anybody would like us to spin our wheel, we can certainly give away a prize this evening if anyone is up for a prize. And you know what? Maybe we'll be super generous, and anybody who's on our live who is not a Tink's agent, because I see some of our agents popping in there too, we will give away a prize to anyone who books a cruise with Tink's Magical Vacations in the future. So comment below if you guys would like us to give you guys a little prize if anybody is interested. But Mindy and Monica, again, are senior travel planners with Tink's Magical Vacations, and they are always happy to assist. And I can tell you cruising is both of theirs, one of their favorite things to do. Anybody want us to give away a prize? We certainly can. Let's see if anyone
You're
comments.
a quiet bunch this time, huh?
I know, they're nice and quiet.
No questions.
Last week.
Last week we had a lot of questions.
That both Mindy and I have older children, so we have graduated to sailing adult only.
Yes,
we did do it with our kids, so we are very familiar also of sailing with children. Our daughter's first cruise, she was 10, so it's one of those. Don't think that just because we're here talking about adults and our cruises with just our spouses that we haven't been there with the kiddos as well.
And next week, we're going to talk about, I think it's cruising with kids, or I have to look, but we're definitely doing another one next week too. So Sean says that he is interested in a future cruise incentive. And thank you, ladies, for your time. So I will spin the wheel, and anybody who books a cruise with Mindy or Monica or Tinks in the future, you will be eligible for this prize on this wheel. So let me make sure I put it up here.
Okay.
So we have a variety of prizes. So I'm going to stand it here and push my computer back a little bit, but I'm going to put it up here and I'm going to give it a big, strong.
I can't see the thing. Yeah. We have a in stateroom decoration.
In stateroom decoration. So, Mindy, want to say a little bit about the in stateroom decorations that we can offer?
Sure. So if you go on, if you go on to your cruise, like when you're viewing your cruise on DisneyCruise.com, it'll say onboard gifts, and it'll take you to another site where you can order onboard gifts. And one of the things are in-room decorations, and it usually comes with a blanket or a pillow, and sometimes some hanging things in your room. But they depending on the cruise, they have different ones.
Yeah.
They have in-room decorations for birthdays, for hey, I'm cruising and stuff like that. So that's what the in-room decorations are.
And Alice says that's a wonderful prize, especially at the Halloween on the High Seas or Very Merry Time, or
because they have special ones then.
And that now the one that says like, "Hey, I'm cruising," it's a nice beach towel and everything. So mention that when you book with us in the future, and Mindy and Monica and myself would be happy to put that in your stateroom. And it is fun when you open the door and that surprise is there. Sean says that is fantastic. So thank you guys. If you have any
don't know if it's coming. If you don't know it's coming.
Yeah, if you don't know what's coming, it's a good surprise. So Thank you guys for watching, taking time. Mindy, I will be in touch. Perfect. Be sure to tune in next week. And we will be back. We will have some other agents on next week. But if you guys need anything, or you want to see any ship stateroom tours or anything, pop over to our Instagram page. We have lots of them. If something is not there and you want to see something, Mindy's cruising soon. Monica's cruising soon. Myself, all of our agents are constantly on the ships, and we are happy to get you whatever you guys want to see on board. And we're hoping Mindy, when she's on her transatlantic, can come to us live from the Disney Dream.
Yeah, we'll see how the internet's working.
Pressure's on Mindy.
One thing I wanted to mention that people don't realize, we also have a YouTube channel that has a lot of our videos on it. If you go to Tink's Magical Vacations on YouTube, you can find a lot of room tours and stuff like that in there. So check that out as well.
Hi, Andrea. We have
Hi, Andrea.
People, coming on. So thank you guys. Hope everybody has a great evening and an even better week. Bye, everybody.